Hello and welcome back to Dugs on Twitch. Back today with a recording of Legacy Death and Taxes. So this list is pretty straightforward. There's not too many changes that are away from sort of the popular 75. I am a massive fan of Charming Prince in Legacy D&T. I think it adds a lot of versatility to the deck. And the Scry 2 ability is just really nice. So I have actually cut the 4th Flickerwisp, which I know is against kind of the mainstream way of playing Death and Taxes, but I wanted to cut down on some of my top end curve. Here you can see definitely the amount of 3-drops in the deck, and just how we can get clogged up with a hand with multiple 3-drops and sometimes not enough land to actually cast them all. So Charming Prince allows us to not only play less 3-drops, but also scry away any that we don't need. The gain life is also relevant, and then also being able to save a creature with Vial on 2 is something that I don't think a lot of Legacy players are used to. They're definitely used to Vial on 3 and Flickerwisp, but Charming Prince can definitely surprise someone trying to kill a Thalia, or even a threat like Mirran Crusader, which is really nice. We're playing a pretty standard mana base, so playing the 4 ports, 4 Wastelands is our mana denial strategy. We're playing 1 Mishra's Factory, 1 Silent Clearing, which kind of helps us if we do start to flood on mana. Hopefully we draw it and can actually turn it into a spell, and then 3 Karakas just for decks like Reanimator, keeping our own legendary cards safe, like Thalia, and then also just against some of the some other decks in the format that play legendary creatures, like Hogak, and sometimes Vendilion Click. To the board we have 2 Path to Exile for the creature matchups, 2 Deafening Silence against combo. I like Deafening Silence a lot more than Chalice, especially as a turn 1 play. I think Death and Taxes traditionally has had a lot of 2-drops that are great against combo, but not a lot of 1-drops. And I think Deafening Silence as a 1-drop against combo is a lot better than just a Chalice on 0. We're not playing Ancient Tomb, so there's no way that we could play a Chalice for 1 on turn 1. For the sideboard graveyard strategy, we've got 2 Faerie Macabres and 2 Rest in Peace. Rest in Peace really good right now for some of the decks that really rely on their graveyard as a resource during each turn, and not just sort of as a one-off payoff like Reanimator sometimes do. Faerie Macabre is also really good because it can be searched up with Recruiter of the Guard, and there are some little plays where we might be able to scry into it with Charming Prince and then draw it off Silent Clearing and then play it, but that's a little bit too cute. We'll try to stay away from that. Hopefully it's having it in the opening hand. It can't be Duressed, which is nice. It also plays around Chancellor, which is nice. 2 things that Surgical doesn't do. So I think Faerie Macabre is really good right now. Leonin Relic-Warder and Walking Ballista and Recruiter of the Guard are our only creatures in the sideboard. I wanted another Recruiter for the matchups where we really want to see a card like Sanctum Prelate or Powerless Jailer, and also just for the grind and being able to just have another 2-for-1 in the deck. Walking Ballista is great as a Recruiter target and a way to have an edge in the mirror. It's also a great way to get rid of other creatures, like Dark Confidant or Young Pyromancer, and also can attack, which is really nice. Gideon in the board is mainly for the Bant Miracles matchup, but also as a way to hedge against the Plague Engineer decks in the format. Plague Engineer is a pretty big hit for this deck with so many humans, and so many X1 humans, so having a way to rally the troops and get a +1/+1 in the deck was pretty favourable for me. I was going to run Honor of the Pure. I don't know if it's good enough just by itself. I have seen it in the past, but I kind of wanted something that was just a little bit more, had a little bit more oomph. Council's Judgment, the one answer to True Name in the deck. I hope not to see too many True Names. We haven't seen too many recently, so I'm not too concerned. Great against equipment, great against Planeswalkers. Great is just a removal spell that usually works in your favor every time. And then 2 Cataclysm. So Cataclysm is a great card, especially against Bant. It's also good against some of the Delver matchups that are slower. But it's really a way to make sure that if our opponent does get ahead, we do have a way to get back in the game. There's some kind of cool things with Cataclysm. To keep 2 lands, we can actually activate Mishra's Factory and turn it into a creature, and then save this as either a creature or artifact. That's pretty much the deck. We'll see how it goes. I'll go through a league with this, and thanks for watching.